You're watching NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. That's where we're at, live on YouTube. And if you want to join us, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. From Rocky Owens, what's your grade on Dallas as a team roster? I want to say C. And you think they are at least a lock in the playoffs. So there's no such thing as a lock to make the postseason. C feels low. They won 12 games last year. Did they get a lot better? No. But I think this team is still at least a B in terms of roster. Like, C feels like maybe more of a Vikings roster-ish. Maybe Vikings is a bit better than a C. I don't know. Saints-ish to C? Like, Cowboys I think should be a B. All right, Evan Hinders. Niners sign Kyle Rudolph or T.Y. Hilton. Yeah, I don't think Hilton's market's going to be very good. I don't mind that idea at all. Rudolph, if you want to back up aging, not great tight end anymore, sure. If those guys are cheap, I'm never going to complain, but I don't think it's like huge, like, oh, yeah, we got these guys pickups. Like, sure, but is what it is. Brantley Furr, are the Dolphins better next year? On paper, absolutely they are. You upgraded your offensive line. You've upgraded, your running back position, your wide receiver room for sure. You don't look at this roster and say, yeah, they're worse or the same. They are definitely better. Is the coaching the same? I thought Brian Flores was an awesome coach. Will the win-losses be the same? That's up for debate. Joker34, could the Saints sign Odell Beckham? Yeah, they could. I actually don't mind New Orleans as a destination for OBJ. I think it's one maybe we should have mentioned a bit more frequently. I think that'd be a good idea for the Saints to add OBJ. You pair him with Michael Thomas, and you feel a lot better just like that at your wide receiver room. Who has been the biggest free agency winner so far? Let me know in the comments section who you think has won free agency better than anybody. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if that ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Let me know right now in the comments. From Chase Jocelyn, not Chase Sr., Jr. Now that there are fewer options for Jimmy G, where will he land? I don't know. I think that's a unique situation. The Niners, I don't think have played it great. The arm injury did not help it either. Look, I think that the Carolina Panthers is the team that makes the most sense. Saints pay Jameis Winston, probably a bit too much for my blood. Carolina's got Sam Darnold, and he sucks. They need a QB. So Jimmy G makes a lot of sense for that team. It's just a matter of how you figure out the draft pick capital. It's not great for the Carolina. They're light because of the Sam Darnold trade. All right, Light Gaming. How many more wins does Tyreek Hill and Terron Armstead add to the Miami Dolphins? How many do you think you lose coaching-wise, if any? Probably no more than 2. That's 11 wins, right? In the end, it comes down to how well Tua plays. This team should be a playoff team and a double-digit, winner. But if Tua and this new offense struggle, well, then it doesn't add up. But talent-wise, it's a big upgrade for Miami. I love what they're doing. Now it's up to the QB to show that he is indeed the guy. All right, Riley Tyson, then I'm going to get to some more Super Chats here. What wide receiver should the Browns sign? I mean, you've got Amari Cooper. I think you feel pretty good about that option. Do you trust Anthony Schwartz, DPJ? Probably not. I think you're looking for a better slot option. It makes a lot of sense. How about Cole Beasley? With the Cleveland Browns? Amari Cooper, I know you signed Jakeem Grant, whatever. Maybe you go for a vertical threat, but I think you're not going to spend big money at wide receiver if you're Cleveland. From Ed, thoughts on this? Trade Xavien Howard for a starting right tackle and then sign Stephon Gilmore. Here's my question. What starting right tackle are you going to be able to acquire? Like, I'm looking through all the teams here. The Bills, they don't got extra guys. Nope. The Dolphins, of course. The Patriots don't have extra players. The Jets don't. The Ravens, Jawan James isn't a starting caliber guy for you at this point there. Steelers, the Bengals, the Texans, they just restructured Laramie Tunsil. I don't trust Titus Howard at right tackle, so cross them off the list. Jawan Taylor kind of sucks. Walker Little's not your guy. The Chiefs don't have anyone. The Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Giants, unless you believe in Matt Parrott, which you probably shouldn't do. Eagles, they don't want to play Andre Dillard on that side. They're not going to trade away Lane Johnson. That was one maybe that could have made sense. Lions, Packers, Vikings, Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Bucks, Cardinals, Rams, Niners, Seahawks. They don't have right tackles that they're going to trade. So I think that if you're going to add a new right tackle, either give the job to Liam Eichenberg, Austin Jackson, Jesse Davis, whatever, or draft somebody in the second or third round. Brantley Furr, should the Dolphins get more offensive line if they're able to get more free agents? I mean, I'm never going to say no to more O-line help for Miami. This feels like this is their last big splash because they're paying, of course, Tyreek Hill big money now as well. You've fixed the left side. Terron Armstead and Connor Williams, you're good there. Can you find 3 starters between Austin Jackson, Michael Dieter, Robert Hunt, Solomon Kinley, Liam Eichenberg, Jesse Davis? Maybe. I would, if you're going to make a move, I would love to figure out J.C. Treader. Like, that is the route I would go get if I could get him. So if you're going to sign somebody, Treader is the name I would keep an eye out for. NFL Daily is presented by Rumble. If you haven't already, go follow us at rumble.com/NFL Daily. We are posting on YouTube still. It's not going away. Don't worry. But we're also posting on Rumble as well. So join us at rumble.com/NFL Daily. All right, Garrett, could the Seahawks draft Malik Willis? I think they could. I'd kind of hate that, to be honest here. I wouldn't throw big money at, or a big draft pick, because they need offensive line help badly, and frankly, edge rusher still too, and cornerback help. They are not a Malik Willis away, and it's going to take a year or 2 or 3 for Malik Willis to actually get that figured out. So they could. I don't love that idea for Seattle, because you're kind of just like, you're not going to be good next year probably with Malik Willis or Drew Lock or whoever. Are you going to see enough from Malik in 1 year to not draft C.J. Stroud if you have that pick, or Bryce Young? Not the route I would go. We've got nonstop NFL coverage here for you all off season long. The link is below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. So if you haven't already, follow. We've got the best NFL, or subscribe, I should say, the best NFL coverage out there. youtube.com/chatsportstv. Brokov, should Miami go after Tyler Lockett? They don't need more receiver help. Also, Lockett's not getting traded. Like, I don't think that is going to happen for Seattle. The money doesn't really make any sense. Next year, it starts to make more sense there. Nathan Wagner, KC should send one of their firsts to Seattle for DK Metcalf. Metcalf, I still think, fits the timeline of a rebuild in Seattle, so I don't think they have to trade him away. But I wouldn't hate that. Like, if you could do it for KC, I would do it in an absolute heartbeat. But I'm also not naive enough to think that Seattle's just going to give away DK Metcalf. I don't think they should. If they're going to do it, okay, a first-round pick for KC does kind of start to make some sense there. From Shock Universe, who should the Patriots draft since they're not getting key free agents? You've taken care of your right tackle need, so you can cross that off the list with the re-signing of Trent Brown. Guard is now a big need for you since you foolishly dealt away Shaq Mason. Receiver, of course, is still a big-time need. And the biggest need of all, by the way, is corner. We think Terrence Mitchell is going to replace J.C. Jackson. I know I don't. Patriots fan Jack sure as hell does not either. So I'm looking at those spots in particular. Maybe linebacker with Donta Hightower, still a free agent as we sit here filming this right now. All right, who do you think is going to win this year's March Madness tournament? I got Gonzaga, and I want to come back to this question, by the way, later. because I want to update everybody on where the Chat Sports office stands right now. But let me know. Who was your pick? I got Gonzaga. This is the year. Maybe I'll win my bracket, too. All Giants 24/7. Skip Bayless to the Giants trade for Baker Mayfield. Do you agree? Thanks. First off, thank you for being so nice asking your question. No, I don't. You're going to take on Baker's contract, and then you've got Tyrod Taylor and Daniel Jones, and if you add all three of those guys, we got maybe one good NFL QB. I don't know if Baker fixes your QB issue. So if he gets cut and you sign him, sure. Adding the big contract and throwing money his way and a draft pick the Giants way or the Browns way in theory. No, I don't think that's a very likely outcome here for the New York Giants. From MC Clips, if Miami has any more money left, what do you think about Moss at right tackle? So I am like 100% certain there is a typo here in some capacity because who the hell's Moss? Do you mean like, I'm trying to think like what you could type in to cause a chaos there. I honestly don't know who you're trying to go get. Do you mean like a Darrell Williams or a JC or Eric Fisher maybe? Or maybe you mean Bobby Massey. Maybe that's who you mean. So that name starts with an M. So I'm going to ask like it's Bobby Massey. Sure. I think that they've got other young guys on the roster. They'll try to figure that out, I think, internally. Would be my guess. Alex Lancaster, Tom, what's your next move if you are Ryan Poles? I got to find an offense or a receiver that's better than Byron Pringle and EQ St. Brown. That's the route I would go. And maybe that's just via the draft. That's fine. The Bears are rebuilding this year, and next year they're going to be ultra aggressive. That's my expectation for Chicago. So it's not fun, but be patient. If you haven't already, hit me up on Twitter. I'm on there at WhatGoingDowney. If you have any questions we did not get to, hit me up at WhatGoingDowney. From Trizzy, the PFFs of the Titans need more receiver help. What about Will Fuller or Jarvis Landry? Sure. I would wonder if draft is a route they go in round 2 or round 3. Or not, they don't have a round 2, so round 3 maybe. I like it. If you want Landry as your slot, cool. If you want to keep A.J. Brown in there, Will Fuller can be your defense. I like Fuller the best of those two guys. Speaking of the AFC South, who wins it this year? Let me know in the comments section. Type TEN for the Tennessee Titans. Type in HOU for the Houston Texans. IND for the Indianapolis Colts. And JAC for the Jacksonville Jags. Super chat time from Clint Beach. Do the Browns draft wide receiver or D-line in round 2? Depends on who's there. If there's an edge or if there's like a Travis Jones or a Drake Jackson you love, take that guy. If you want to wait till round 3, cool. I think that's a good route to go as well. So we'll wait and see. But the Browns, those are probably the two areas I think make the most sense for them. From Danelle, Tom, I was wishing Dallas signed Fletcher Cox on a cheap deal. Yeah, well, 1 year 14 is not cheap, so that wasn't going to happen. Since it didn't happen, any chance we draft Jordan Davis from Georgia? He's not going to be there. He's not. He is not going to be on the board for you unless you trade up. So I would not expect Jordan Davis to be a draft pick for the Cowboys in round 1.